My name is Iolanda Romano. I have been the founder of a company called Avventura Urbana, which was founded in 1992 in Torino. And I work as a professional facilitator and mediator, and I'm an expert of public participation and public consensus building. The main challenges that I encounter when I lead groups in a difficult conversation is to change the attitude of the participants from a confrontational one to a cooperative one. So the main challenge at all is the one of producing a dialogue ambience and help the people to listen to each other with an active listening mode, which is not the passive listening in which you just wait the other to finish to talk, but to try to understand in which way they see the world. So which are the points of view, which are the interests that lie behind their positions, which are the needs that they cannot express but they still feel. And so the facilitator has to pay attention to all this and at the same time make sure that everybody has the right time to speak and to express their feelings. So it's a very tough role, and the engagement is very important, but it's very nice because you get to have a lot of satisfactions. The main feature of a good deliberation and a good conversation in general are the ones that everybody of us know already, but we are not used to think that we can produce a good conversation. It just happened by itself, like when you participate to a good conversation at dinner or in a classroom or in whatever group you take part of, or at work, at school, in your daily life. We all know what a good deliberative conversation is, but we don't know how to produce it. So I've been learning with my scholars and my students to help them to recognize in their experience which are the main characteristics. The first one, of course, as we just said, is respect and an attitude of listen the other participants. Another one is the lack of judgment and the possibility to express diversity within a group without feeling to be judged. Another one is to have space not only to speak and to express, but also to understand. So the language and the informations and data that are shared among a group must be explained in a language that everybody can understand. And sometimes this is not to do about words, but about experience. There are some concepts that cannot be expressed in a conversation. They should be expressed in a visit to a place, for example. And so another important characteristic is to have a focus on which to pay each one attention. So clear in advance which is the topic of the discussion, which is the output that we expect from a conversation, in such a way that everybody is running in the same direction and we maximize the effort of being together and we produce something new and also mutual learning. I think I've said the main ones. Maybe I forgot someone. It is an interesting question to imagine which are the main elements of a good participatory process and not as opposed to a participatory event. Because in order to create what I just said, a deliberative conversation, we must imagine to have a process that unfolds during time and that allows time and information sharing between all participants in order to produce mutual learning. And this is the basics of a participatory process, but not of the whole process, of the first part of a good process. This is what we learn the forum phase, the phase in which we open to listening of all perspectives, in which we share information, in which we convene all participants or stakeholders. And then we have to imagine to build a second part of the process, which is the problem-solving phase. That is the area in which we analyze different scenarios. We call it the trade zone. This is the moment where we analyze which are the different trade-offs of each scenarios, and we analyze which are the best win-win solution. And then only after this analysis we can go further in order to take a decision together. So as you say, it's a long process which is made of different steps, and it is important to know that it cannot be solved in just one meeting. This is a very difficult question because the goal of building a community, it's a very hard goal, and I'm not sure that it's in the hand of a single facilitator. Having said that, we as facilitator can play our role in enabling some dynamics among participants that help the creation of a sense of a group, first of all, and then maybe to develop that group into a community. And what it is very important in these tools to enable participants to create a group, a lot of people talk about team building, but I don't believe that team building is the key. What is the key is to recognize that we are all human beings with a common past. So we have to start from analyzing the history of our territory, our problem, our company, our sector, our whatever is the reason to keep us together as a group. So we start on who we are, and we are what the story of each one of us has brought to be here. So a good way is to start from analyzing the past, and then to analyzing the actual trends. So where are we going? Which are the main trends that we face together on different lines, the personal line, the world-wide lines, and the lines that affects our problem. And after having done that, we can go to thinking about the future, where we want to go. These three steps, if we run them together with the group, brings the group to become a group and then to be ready to start a path as a possible community.